good morning and welcome to another Monday morning art talk. So there I was taking my daughter to get some drink or pick up something, and she said, "Dad, have you ever heard that saying?" And what did she say? She said, "Today is the tomorrow that we worried about yesterday." And I have, that was the saying that I've heard before. And I think it's pretty profound in many ways that today is the tomorrow that we worried about yesterday, because that thing, right, that goes on in our heads where we're worrying about that event that's going to happen tomorrow. Oh my God, this is going to happen. Boom, boom, boom. And here we are in the today, which was yesterday's tomorrow. And we're just, hey, it's not going on that way. It's not happening. And I think it's very, and I like that idea, because even when I've been upset about things or have those thoughts about things going on in my head, I realize that it never lasts forever, and that thing isn't true, that it's not going to be that it's not as bad as you thought it was. Even this morning I was having computer trouble, and these are the sort of madnesses when the troubles you get into where it's frustrating for me, the computers, and I go through that. But through perseverance, you figure things out. When you think they're these huge problems, they never really are. They never really are. They're not as big as we make them to be. But with what my daughter said, or that saying, not what she said, but with that saying comes, I like to put it in a different mindset, because I've thought about this too, that today is the 3 weeks ago that you thought would never come. So in many ways, we sit there, we prolong things. It's like maybe you're going to, for instance, do a diet, okay? And you realize that I could possibly lose 10 pounds in the next 3 weeks, that's possible to do. So we procrastinate. We don't do it. We know it. We know that if I just take the time and spend the next 3 weeks really focusing on my diet, what I'm going to eat, my health, that within 3 weeks, I'm going to be 10 pounds less. But we don't start. And then all of a sudden, what happens? 3 weeks comes, and here we are at that day, 3 weeks. Here I'm like, oh, man, why didn't I just start it 3 weeks ago? Because here I am anyway. I could have done it. It could have happened 3 weeks ago, or by now today. And with that mindset, I think that's the exact same way with your art, with whatever maybe you might be going through with your art that you're struggling with, that you need to get better at. Well, no, it's not going to happen right away. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen the next day. If you struggle drawing hands, well, just think, or you struggle drawing ears, or you struggle drawing something else. Well, why, if you really commit and say the next 3 weeks, I'm just going to draw hands because I suck at drawing hands and I need to get better drawing hands. Well, just think about that 3 weeks from now when you look back, because those 3 weeks are going to come. Those 3 weeks are going to be here. Before even the blink of an eye, it's going to happen. So why not? It makes sense, right, to make those commitments today. If you're working and you want to work on your own comic strip, you want to work on your own web comic, your own comic book, the exact same thing. By starting today, 3 weeks from now, 5 weeks from now, 3 months from now, think how far you're going to be ahead had you not done it at all. So why not just begin? Because you're going to be in that scenario again, because I guarantee you 5 weeks from now, you're just going to say, oh, man, I could have been finished with it. I could have been done with it. It's just when I say to my kids with their homework, listen, get your work done now. Just start it now, and then you'll have all the free time in the world. It's just like the groaning and the grumbling, no. And all of a sudden, 3 hours later, 2 hours later, they haven't started it. And what do they have? They still have the same problem, right? You're still going to have the same problems. So it just makes common sense just to start that action now and make that happen. So I thought that was, just kind of what I wanted to impart about you guys, with just little life ideas of getting that motivation and realizing that procrastination is not going to get you where you want to go. It's just not going to happen. And you know that. You know you can't procrastinate because you know what happens when you do procrastinate. It's just that you just keep holding things back and you're just not going to do it and nothing's going to come of it, and it just becomes, just more of a burden and a weight on your shoulder. So the sooner you get it done, the better. Things that I do for my personal self, if there's things that I don't necessarily want to do, I'm not super excited about, well, that I know I have to do it, I don't wait and wait and wait, because what's the point? If I keep doing that, all it builds up is frustration within inside me. So I have to get it done now and start it earlier on, and then I get a reward. Okay, once I've finished this, then I get to reward myself and do that. I just wanted to cover something else here because this was sort of like a little short art talk. So I just wanted to elaborate on something that I tell my students all the time about when you're learning, when you're trying to develop yourself and you're developing your skill. You cannot be in such a rush for this. And this is the big problem, where we just, again, want that instant gratification. I'm not good enough. Oh my God, look at that person. Oh my God, I just saw something on Facebook, on Instagram. Look how good they are. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm no good. Can I even make a living out of this? Am I starting too late? Am I this? Am I that? Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. What you got to do is just think about it in terms of this. If you go to the gym, you are not going to go to the gym and start doing arm curls with 50-pound arm curls. You are going to strain yourself. You are going to hurt yourself. You're going to probably rip your muscle, and you're not going to build up your strength that way. You're going to build more anguish, and you're not even going to want to go back to the gym because it's too much. What do you have to do? You gotta start with the baby steps. And I think when you start to really understand and grasp that this is all about those baby steps, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start with a 5-pound weight, and I start curling that, and eventually then I'm gonna go to 7 pounds, then 10 pounds, and I'm starting to just build up my weight. I slowly start to build up my strength. And then I start, and that's through getting better. So if you just look at it like that, as I start to, I'm not great at life drawing right now. I'm not good at doing gestures. So what you're going to do is just start slowly. And I'm going to start observing people more. I'm going to start taking in information more. And slowly but surely, I'm going to start getting better. And this is what you have to think about when you're working on your work, because it's the exact same scenario. You cannot get good straight away. So forget about it. Forget thinking that instant gratification is going to happen. You have to work at it. And if you're willing to work at it, and if you're truly willing to work at it, and you're truly willing to commit and follow all the way through, because this is what you want to do, and you don't want to do that other thing, but this is it, well, then start those baby steps. Start slow, start increasing. But more than anything, one of the most important things you have to do is observe. You have to observe all the time. You have to observe constantly. Even when you're not drawing, you got to keep observing people. You got to keep observing, I don't know, just, how people look, their mannerisms, their actions, their emotions, whatever it may be. You need to just observe it, take it in, so that way when you go to draw it, you have a better understanding, because you've seen what it looks like when the guy on the street corner is bending down, picking up garbage, trash in a real heavy trash bag or a real heavy trash can. You've seen it. And so maybe you're going to go back and even draw it. But it's this constant observation for yourself of what it is that you need to do. And again, it's the slow process. And if you're open to that, then you can let more things in and you can let more things happen for you. So don't try to overdo it. Don't try to cram yourself. A danger, and maybe I mentioned this before, and I'm sorry if I repeat a lot of this stuff, but again, it's sort of like daily things. I talked to a student once who was just overwhelmed because of the too much studying, too many classes, too many things, where you're not even taking anything in. So you're just taking classes for what? Just to say you're taking classes and you're taking classes and you're taking classes, but you're not applying the knowledge. So you have to be able to slow it down a bit. in order to give yourself the ability to apply some of that knowledge. So that's going to be a very important thing. And then at the end of the day, again, most importantly, know what it is you want. What do you desire? What is your end all be all goal? And hone in and focus and let that be that thing and get it started, and get it started today. So again, you're not looking back a month from now wishing you would have done it, or even a year from now. Why didn't I start that a year ago? Had I started it a year ago, I could have been finished by now, right? So that's very important stuff. And that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Take care. Hello, this is Steven, and I just wanted to tell you about this cool thing that I'm doing right now through my website at silvertunes.com. It's a Skype mentorship. In a sense, what I want to do is just talk to you, meet you, tell me about things that are happening in your life, see if there's anything that I could do to help you. I can look over your artwork, do your portfolio, and just maybe try to push you in the right direction that you want to take your life and your journey. All right, so you can go to silvertunes.com, go to classes, click on mentorship, and you can learn all about it. We can try to arrange a time, set up a date. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. And I just wanted to make it just very affordable, just to open it up, because I love doing this. I love meeting people from all over the planet. It's a really cool thing, and with this technology, why not? So that's it. Thanks.
Whoa! Hey! Go back. Go back.
Go back.
Great. Go back. Go back. Ha ha ha!